April 29th here in southern Ontario, and a bit of a response video to the older millennial. I'm a big fan of your work, my friend. By the way, you probably don't know me, but the older millennial, good content anyways. He's on TikTok and probably everywhere else. I saw a video from him today on TikTok saying he has no sympathy for Canadians. We had a decade, we were desperate to get rid of Trudeau and the Liberals, and we blew it. Well, there's some validity in that statement, absolutely. But what most people don't realize is it all starts in the World Economic Forum. If you go to one of their global future councils is the behavioral science. It's the psych department. In 2019, Canada got a behavioral insights team, a BIT nudge unit, in the Privy Council of the federal government in Ottawa, right in the, I hate to say the brains of the machine, but that's basically the best analogy I can think of. 2019, just in time for 2020, yes indeed. The team is led by Sasha Trejabov, a Young Global Leaders Program graduate to 2020, an active status WEF member. They keep it on the low key, the World Economic Forum I mean, but at the same time, it's an open secret that the BIT nudge unit's jobs are to influence public perception. Perception, response, and activities as we're psychically nudged through our mainstream media. Now in Canada, I'm sure you're well aware the CBC is not but the propaganda department of the government. Well, they're not the only ones. Our entire mainstream media works directly with the BIT nudge unit in Ottawa and has since, well, 2019. Resisting this Goliath is, our David is a handful of small independent media outlets and social media. So the Canadian public, since 2021, the last election, the BIT nudge unit has been in overdrive. Turbos, afterburners, and nitrous oxide just hammering and assaulting the Canadian populace. Mark Carney didn't show up a month and a half ago as Big Daddy to save us from the Orange Man, but that's what our mainstream media was nudging us into thinking as Canadians, and it worked pretty well. In part because the boomers, probably most of them access almost no social media. If they do, it's cute kittens. All they see is the mainstream media. The millennials probably aren't a whole lot better when it comes to actual information and not mis and disinformation and cute kittens on social media. So the final election results, official, aren't in, but it seems 42% of the people who voted resisted this massive, prolonged attack on their psyches and voted Conservative, not to re-elect the World Economic Forum Liberal Party. It's not bad given what we're up against, really. And the whole thing with this behavioral science, they openly admit it. The lower the IQ, the better it works and the longer it holds. Yeah, there were people going to the polling stations with a face diaper on as an example of that. So I think the Canadian population actually managed to display a reasonable, maybe even commendable display of cognitive reasoning given the depth, scale, duration of the psychic assault. And again, it all goes back to the World Economic Forum. Mark Carney, he's like a 5-star general. Trudeau was just a puppet. Carney's a puppet master. In the World Economic Forum, he's one of only 4 men who sit on both the WEF's Board of Trustees and Foundation Board. Yeah, George Soros and Bill Gates are there as well as the head of the World Bank. But anyways, yeah, Carney didn't just come home to save Canada. This has been in the works since at least 2021, and it was masterfully played. And again, I think we held up pretty well. Unfortunately, not good enough, but I think the Conservatives gained 24 seats. I think us Canadians stood up fairly well. Alas, we lost. But, well, we're going to see some buyer remorse pretty hard and fast. You got that right. Yeah. Anyways, I hope that explains things for you, my friend. And maybe you, with your marvelous content, I'm talking to the older millennial here in summation, yeah, check into the bit nudge units in the behavioral sciences. It's really sinful.